What's good, y'all? This is MadBoy Vaughn coming back in with another reaction to the pitch meetings. Okay, like we're going to the eternal pitch meeting. We're going to talk about how this movie was not good before he even gets to it. And then once he starts talking, I'm going to pause it and talk about how the movie wasn't good. It wasn't good. And I have to agree with him. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more at the end. So that's how we gonna do the pitch meetings.
So, you have a new superhero movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. And it's a team of superheroes, right? Oh boy. We're talking a speedster, a lady with ancient weapons, a super strong guy that flies and shoots beams from his eyes. Yeah, then there's Batman and Aquaman. You're not in the right offices, my dude. Oh, no, I'm talking about the Eternals. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, great. So who are the main characters?
It's crazy that he said, I'm pretty sure, because it had the same synopsis and the same plot as the Justice League. The only thing that's different, it was Batman and Aquaman. But if you want to be technical, dang, this movie was so not good that I forgot the main people's names and everything. It wasn't good. It was just not good.
Characters in this thing. We've got some great main characters. We've got Cersei and Icarus. Okay, good. And Athena. And Gilgamesh. Oh, a couple more. Okay. And also Kingo and Makari. You're still going. And that's it for the characters other than Sprite and Druid. Oh, okay. All right. So those are the Eternals. Also Ajax and Phastos. Okay. And
oh, that's who it was. It was Phastos, because he was the super smart one that gave technology to everybody. So you could kind of say he was like a similar version to Batman, because he was using technology to solve his problems when it comes to fighting. And he was super smart. So, kind of similar, but it's a stretch.
Have enough time to introduce and develop all these characters? Maybe. Sounds like maybe this should be a Disney Plus series, you know?
Yes. Why the flip this wasn't a Disney Plus series? This would have been a perfect Disney Plus series. And I cannot stress this enough. It could have been an amazing Disney Plus series. Marvel, amazing Disney Plus series.
Give this all a bit more breathing room. We could shove them into a single movie. It's fine. Well,
no,
okay,
you can't.
Then. So
no,
what's the deal with these characters? Oh, well, they've been around for thousands of years, doing stuff like standing in a line and staring in the same direction dramatically. Nah.
Let's go back to that picture. Let's go back to that exact picture. Multiple times in the movie. Had no reason to be this many times in the movie. This was dumb. This was a dumb decision on the director's part. It was weird. It was like after their battle, they was like this scene right here, especially after they was fighting the enemies. It was a group of Indians or a group of Aztecs. It was one of those type of groups, and they just standing right there in front of them. Like, it was so weird that it was just weird. I couldn't even explain it because it's so dumbfounded.
Nice. Having philosophical conversations, but only at golden hour.
Only at golden
talk
hour.
At any other time of day. There's no point. And also, some of these characters are in love with each other. Oh, they are? Yeah, like when Icarus first wakes up, he sees this other Eternal, and he's smitten. So he's like, hi, I'm Icarus. And she's like, I'm sassy. Oh, being sassy is tight. Oh, no, sorry. Her name is Cersei. She just has a British accent. I still stand by what I said. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think she was the only saving grace about the movie. I liked her character, Cersei's character. Even though towards the end it made no sense about her powers. I don't think, to be honest with you, the only person that really understands their powers, all the Eternals understand their powers. We don't understand their powers because they don't explain what they can do in detail except for Druid. Druid can mind control a whole bunch of people, and that's it. Everybody else, I have no idea what they do. If I didn't read the comics, I wouldn't have no clue what they do. So just pointing that out.
enough. So these Eternals were sent by a Celestial to protect humans, right? Okay, so then why didn't they help out when Thanos attacked? Well see, they were instructed to only fight these deviant monsters and to not interfere in human affairs. Oh. Okay. And also they introduced technology to humans, which humans then use to kill each other. Okay, that feels like getting involved in human conflict. Somehow that doesn't...
Exactly. That it gets involved with human conflict. That's a version of getting involved in human conflict. I feel like if Festos never gave technology to people, or Ajax in the movie never taught people about medicine, we will be living dark ages. And I'm glad that they did it, because at the time in the movie universe, we would still have all this great technology like Tony Stark did. But at the end of the day, the one rule that they didn't follow, they end up breaking it. So it just baffles me.
Count. Oh, okay, and so you said they all have powers? They do, yeah. One of them has super strength, one of them can make illusions and is a child, and another one could do mind control, which obviously he's not allowed.
Okay, when he talk about illusions and is a child of Sprite, they talk about Sprite. But why did he say it's a child? Like, he was saying that like that was one of the superpowers of is being a child. I understand that Sprite looked the same age for thousands. Everybody looks the same age for 1,000 years, and Sprite, unfortunately, looked like a kid throughout those years. So I just don't understand. That's the one thing that kind of bothered me about Writer Guy when he said that. That one thing kind of threw me off every time I watched this pitch meeting.
To use. And these Eternals were created by Celestials to go fight deviants. That's right. And why not give them each all the powers? Unclear. So anyway, they wiped out all these deviants like 500 years ago, and then they kind of split up. Okay. But then deviants start popping up again, and Ajax gets killed. Oh, she's one of the characters, I think. I'm almost sure of it. That's right. Yeah, we'll learn a little.
Like I said, producer guy don't know none of these characters. The audience don't know none of these characters. These characters were just thrown in, and with a half decent plot, and it was just bad.
A little more about her later, but for now, just be sad about that, okay? I'll
No,
try,
I
but
won't
I
be.
don't really know who that is, to be honest. So
Exactly.
now that the deviants are back and an Eternal is dead, they gotta get the band back together. Oh boy. And so, there are so many characters that pretty much takes up the whole movie. Oh, it does? Okay. Yeah, like they go pick up Kingo, who's now a Bollywood star, so that's fun. That's fun. Oh, yeah. And side note, I already have Kumail Nanjiani interested in playing the role. Oh, you do? Yeah, he's super motivated. He said he's gonna work out for like a year to get in Marvel shape, like crazy ripped and muscular. Oh, would be funny if we have him do all that work and then we don't even give him one of those classic Marvel shirtless scenes. Oh, that's a hilarious prank. Okay, let's do that.
They did Kumail and Johnny wrong. They did him wrong. And they did him wrong. First off, this whole movie was a whole bunch of A-list actors. Like Angelina Jolie. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm drawing a blank. The dude from Train to Busan, I could not remember his name. Gosh, that has thrown me off. But they had a whole bunch of A-list actors, and then it was just for a horrible movie.
A very good prank. So then what happens? Well, we're also going to find out the real reason they were all sent to Earth to stop deviants from killing humans. And why is that? Well, see, once the Earth reaches the necessary population, a Celestial can be born from the Earth's core, and everyone on the planet will die. Oh, no. Yeah, it's pretty serious, and the Eternals have unknowingly been doing this a lot, but every time a Celestial is born, they get their memories wiped. Okay, so if that's how new Celestials are born, it definitely feels like it would have been in their interest to get involved in the Thanos situation of wiping out half of all populations. Maybe, but see, the thing is, we already didn't introduce the Eternals into the Avengers movies, so I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about this. Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, back to that situation. That one, Eternals is trying to retcon Thanos' decision, and Marvel messed up bigly, because you can't retcon something that you have been leading up. Like, Thanos is a great villain. It was a great end to Avengers and to the whole phase 3 it was a great end. And you can't just one movie be like, well, Thanos really was trying to save the universe from all these Celestials getting born. That's why he wiped half of the universe. No, it doesn't work like that. He saw that it needed to be fixed, or something needed to be fixed. So he saw that the food was going short. Supplies was going short. So he wiped half of the thing. But at the end of the day, that could have been changed. But I digress. It still, at the end of the day, the reason why he's such a great villain is because he had a motive and he was gonna stick to it any way possible. Eternals try to retcon that motive, and that's what made it not a good plan and not enjoyable to me, because they try to retcon something that was been in the making.
Hey, let me get off of that thing. Oh, I should also mention that there's this one deviant monster that's like evolving and growing intelligence every time he kills an Eternal. Oh boy, I bet that's gonna come into play later. Not particularly, no. Oh.
This is not coming to play. That deviant might have came like 3 times after he killed the Eternals and everything, but that was like how Marvel you got the main villain, and then you got those one like side villains that they kill before they get to the main villain, or they stop before they get to the main villain. That's what that deviant was, and it was like a mini boss before it gets to the big boss.
Oh. Yeah, he's like, oh man, I guess we're all just pawns of Celestials, huh? And then he's gonna show up in the final fight and just kind of get killed. Feels like an interesting concept to flesh out more. Well, there's no time. You know we're doing like 8-hour Disney Plus Marvel shows now. You can't explore this stuff. No. Take all these fascinating ideas and characters and shove them into a single movie and then just kind of speed run through them. Well, okay then. So what does happen in the final fight? Oh, well, see, we're gonna find out that Icarus is actually cool with the plan of the Celestials. He's okay with everybody dying. Oh, and he's the one who killed Ajax by pushing her into a pile of deviants. Very rude. And so Sprite, who's secretly in love with him, she follows him, and then Kingo is like, I don't even want to be in the 3rd act, so he leaves.
See, that's what it's about. They did Kingo so wrong in this movie that he wasn't even in the 3rd act. His character was so pointless in this movie. And it's still, at the end of the day, I do not know what his powers are. You do not know what any of these Eternals' powers are.
Up to him, I guess. So how does the movie end? Oh, the Eternals need to stop this giant, massive Celestial that's actively emerging from the Earth's core. Sounds like it's going to be hard to do that. Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yes, he turns out they can amplify one of the Eternals' powers, so Cersei just turns this thing to, like, marble. And
how do they know that? That was never explained in the movie. And then I keep coming back to stuff is never explained in this movie. That is never explained in this movie, and they keep proving me right. How do you...
Giant being emerging from the core of the Earth that doesn't have any effect on the Earth, you know, like planet-wise?
No effect.
No. Oh, okay, great. And then Cersei's like, hey, Sprite, I think I still have some power left from whatever that was, so I can turn you into a human since you hate being a child. And that's a thing.
How can she do that? How can she do that? I don't understand. Her powers was like she could change things into other things. Not really clear what her powers was, but how can you don't even know where that power source came from. You don't even know what happened to get that power, but you already a master of it, that you can change other people's abilities. I give up.
Thing she knows how to do? Sure, yeah, okay. Well, I guess they're pretty good friends, huh? Yeah, except for Sprite literally stabbing her in the back just a few minutes earlier. Oh my god. And then Icarus feels super guilty, so he flies into the sun. Well, I mean, if you're gonna have a character named Icarus, gotta fly that guy into the sun for sure. Yeah, our hands are kinda tight on that one for sure. And then a big Celestial shows up and kidnaps some of the Eternals. Oh wow, what happens with that? Hopefully this movie does well so we can expand on that. Oh, that's how the movie ends? It is, yeah. Well, I mean, mean we're gonna have our obligatory mid-credit scene. I mean, yeah, we gotta do that. That's tradition, you know? Remember when it was just Nick Fury walking around recruiting people into the Avengers? Yeah, simpler times. That is not where we're at anymore. Why? What happens in this one? An alcoholic troll pops out of a space portal and introduces one of the guys from One Direction. I mean, yeah, okay, that may as well happen, sure. So what do you think? Well, it sounds like it could be a fantastic series. This is a movie. I said what I said. But anyway, no matter what we do, people are gonna love it. I mean, this is the MCU we're talking about. Very true.
And see, that's where a writer guy and producer guy messed up. They think that, I think that's what Marvel is messing up too. They think since they had established such a fan base during phase 1, 2, and 3, that they could put out anything they want in phase 4 and rest on, and we're gonna automatically go to it. We are catching on to y'all not producing the same quality as phase 1, 2, and 3. Don't get me wrong, phase 1, 2, and the first three phases had their ups and downs movies, but phase 4, it just seems like a whole bunch of mess everywhere. That I think the only good movie came out this year was Spider-Man No Way Home. Loki's not a movie, I'm sorry, and WandaVision. And I wasn't a real big fan of Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I can see where people like it. I wasn't a big fan of it. And I will explain all of that on my podcast, because I actually do movie reviews on podcasts, and if you have any suggestions, y'all can comment it down. My podcast is on Spotify and Apple Music, so go ahead, give that a try. The name is MadBoy Vine, and like I said, Ryan George is a great YouTuber to watch, and pitch meetings are hilarious. My goal is to try to watch every pitch meeting and react to every pitch meeting that they have. And if y'all have any reaction requests or any requests that y'all want me to see, I will react to it. Just leave it down in the comments and I will find time to get to it. Thank y'all for your support. MadBoy Vaughn out. Peace.